Letting the first applicant know. You're all set to go. He's here.
Hi, Pelly.
Hi, how are you?
Ellie, welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so are you the sign provider?
No. My name is Pelops Damianos. I am the owner of 400 West Main Street.
Oh, you're the owner. Can I just compliment you on that building? Because I go there for physical therapy and I think you do a great job of keeping that building as beautiful as it is.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the compliment. We work very hard at our reputation.
It's very obvious. Okay, so you're planning on putting a sign to the right of the doors?
Yeah, I guess let me just back up for a quick moment, if I may, please.
Sure.
Back in 1995, we had put Long Island Commercial Bank in the building.
Right.
So we had, sought the approval of the village, the ZBA, for the use variance to be in a retail operation in an O zone. And with that, we also had illuminated exterior signage that went along with the bank on two sides of the building, the front of the building and the side of the building.
Right.
We had gone through architectural review back when for raised channel white lettering and what have you. And those had been up since 1995, changed once when the bank changed hands to New York Community Bank. The bank, their lease had expired the end of December. The bank has vacated the demised premises. So we've had them take the signs down. So there's no more illuminated signage on the building. What we did was we had opted to subdivide the bank. We had signed the tenant, Edward Jones Investments. They wanted to use the exterior entrance to the building. They had asked for a sign. So what we did was we had kind of said to them, hey, we would look to have it as a nondescript, non-illuminated, non-obtrusive type sign to just one location to the right of the doorway. So when I had applied for the building permits with Steve Feldman, I thought that the respectful thing to do was to approach the village and say, hey, we wanted to put this non-illuminated sign for Edward Jones, thus filling out the paperwork, which brings me here tonight.
Okay. So you're considering that's the signage that you want to the right of those doors, is that correct?
It's 24 by 36 to the right of the doors.
Right.
Non-illuminated.
Non-illuminated.
Correct.
Okay.
Now there's a dark green background and white. Could you just tell us what's white and what's light green? I saw that description.
Okay. I don't know if you could see this, but this is what I had turned into the village.
Yep.
Which was the signage from Edward Jones. So if I look at it a little closer and I read it before getting on here, the background is painted a dark green color.
Right.
The applied white and light green vinyl graphics would be the Edward Jones Investments is the darker green color, if you will. So it's got a green background and a different color green for Investments. Edward Jones is in white letters, and the financial advisor's name would be in white letters as well. It's a little hard to see because it's a black and white that I believe I submitted.
Yes.
But it's got some notations on it. Hopefully this answered your question. The background is forest green. Edward Jones is white. The other lettering Investments would be green.
Okay. And when you're talking about forest green, unfortunately, we know samples of the color.
Oh, okay. Was that something that the village would like? If so, then I could potentially have that dropped off either tomorrow or Monday.
Well, that it's a little difficult. That means we will have to go into Village Hall. We're not in person anymore. Usually, we see the colors when we sit across the board table and you present us with a color. But if you're saying, no, that's all right. But if you're saying it's a dark green.
Yeah, would you like me to email to the board a coloring PDF of this. And would you like me to obtain samples of each of the colors, photograph them and email them? Would that be helpful given the COVID of not being at the village?
Well, that's going to be a different thing. If we can see the color in person, that would be better, but since we can't do that, I think we're all kind of in agreement that it's going to look like a good sign, and the colors, if you're saying dark green, we'll just have to take your word for it that it's going to be a nice color, dark green.
Put it to you this way, I would not put something on my building that would interest me or the village.
Yes, I agree.
We should probably still have the color copy
Right.
for the file.
Yes. We
And I
need
would-
it.
Yeah,
We need to know that, yeah,
We would
right, so
definitely
we
need
should,
the
yeah,
color.
we should
I'd be happy to provide.
have the
good.
Okay, that would
color
be
copy.
good.
That would be nice, that would be good.
And look,
So,
if you have any
and there's no
questions-
phone number allowed on that sign,
That's right.
no
correct?
phone
They
number.
weren't gonna put a phone number on there, right?
Um,
Is that what those zeros were,
it-
phone
it
number?
shows as such. Is that something that the village discourages?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay. So let me just write myself a couple of notes so I can comply. Number one, color PDF rendering. Number two, samples of color specific. And lastly, revise, add copy, no phone number. Okay.
Right.
Perfect.
right. That's good.
Anything rub the village the wrong way with this?
Oh, no, it's gonna look great. And we
Okay.
know that.
I'm one of the good guys, so you tell me
You
what makes
are.
you happy.
But
You
definitely
are, right.
good guys. Yeah,
We're
All right.
thankful for the building and how nice it looks in the
Thank you.
village, yes.
We're very proud to be in the village.
yes. All right, so we're all in agreement about the way this sign is going to be presented. Is that correct,
Yeah,
everybody?
I'm gonna resend this back to you, taking out the phone number and providing you the colors. Again, once you see the colors, if you have an issue, please give me a call. I'd be happy to amend.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
Thank
Well, you'll
you.
get a letter. You'll get a letter from us, from Jeanette, and she will affirm what we've just talked about.
All right, now should I be sending this email to Jeanette?
Yes,
Okay, so I'll do that in the morning.
that'd be great.
Okay.
All right, thanks very much for coming in.
Anything else while I have you ladies?
No, just keep doing what you're doing with the building. You also own the 500 building?
I do.
Yeah. I'm in- So I have another doctorate.
Which one? I don't mean to pry on the whole HIPAA compliance thing. Which one, just out of curiosity?
Well, and I go to the Goodman Physical Therapy.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
They're wonderful, yeah.
There
So
you
that's, I'm not going to tell you the whole list of my ailments.
I don't want to know. I guess the only thing I could share with you there was that, the Babylon Village is so lovely. And with this building, the 400 building that my father had purchased some 40 some odd years ago,
Yes,
we had looked for another building to purchase in Babylon. We found the one in the town of Babylon, which is the 500 building. It was formerly a vacant Verizon building. We had acquired the building, brought it down to concrete, glass, and steel, rebuilt it, made it into a multi-tenanted office building. It's been a successful building, fully leased for 20 years.
Yes.
It's just the only difference there is I have to deal with the folks up on Sunrise versus you gals over there on Montauk Highway.
and which of those do you prefer?
I think you're both great. However, dealing with a village versus dealing with a town,
Yes,
things happen a little quicker would probably be the nicest way to put things.
okay, that's great. Well, we're very happy to have you. Continue what you're doing.
There you go.
We're happy to have you in our village.
Thank you. And just as an aside, for what it's worth, I gotta tell you, Steve Feldman is a pleasure to deal with. We recently had put a fence around the building. We put a new roof on the mansard of the building.
Looks great.
And right now we're in the process of installing a fire alarm in the building to bring it up to 2021 spec.
Mhm.
Previously grandfathered just in the hallways, common areas, and boiler rooms and bathrooms. Now we're doing every single suite, every single room.
Terrific.
so nobody asked us to do this. Again, we do this because it's the right thing to do.
And you do the right thing. And I also appreciate the fact that you have a sign that no more than 2 people are in the elevator.
There you go. Well, again, we have to do our thing. You saw our sanitizing stations and what have you.
Terrific. Yeah,
So we just, we roll with the punches.
you're an example. You set a very high priority, and you're an example of how to run a building and how to keep people safe.
Hey, when you get a free minute, log on our website, take a look at our other 80-something buildings on the island. And it's my 2 brothers and myself. We keep busy with this stuff. It's a lot of fun. It's a business like any other. But we enjoy it. And again, when you deal with reasonable folks and you do the right thing, it just, things happen.
It does. Well, thanks for coming in.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You have a good evening, and keep an eye out to Jeanette's email tomorrow. Again, you have any issues, give me a jingle back. You know how to get me.
Thank you.
Okay, good
Thanks,
night.
Kelly.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Okay,
Well, that's good.
that was good.
He's a pleasure to deal with on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. And it's evident the way he keeps the bill. I mean, I've been there so often and for so many years. So have you, Lynn, right? Yeah, so it's great that he's very conscientious keeping that property the way it is.
Which application do we want next?
Should we save the best to last?
Yes.
Okay, so
Easy one.
we'll go for the champion martial arts
Mhm.
with Frank.
Okay, have him come in now.
Hi, Frank. Is that you?
I'm sorry?
Is that you, Frank?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, welcome to the board. Okay. So you have the martial arts, you're going into where mathnasium had been, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so when we discussed earlier your signage, we had a concern about the logo on the sign.
Mhm.
And none of the other businesses in that strip have a logo on the sign. And we had worked very hard making that little area.
Mhm.
We upgraded it in terms of signage and the way they develop their storefronts. And we'd like to continue with that going forward with a new business that comes in.
Okay.
So we'd like to hear what you think about that. Just removing the logo.
And I would just like to add one little thing to that. Because the pin lettering looks so sharp along the top of that building with everybody's.
Right.
But I know you want your logo, and I can understand that that would be important to you. So our thought was also that you might be able to introduce that into that beautiful big window that you have in the front there. Okay.
Yeah, the landlord doesn't want us to put any kind of decals or anything on the window. So we respected that because we did ask about something similar. The previous tenants that were there actually put a tinting on the window, and he kind of talked to us about that. He was, well, we didn't do it. We didn't touch anything. So he's a little bit against that. I
Maybe
mean,
you could ask him, again.
we can
because,
try to work something out.
Don't they
in
have a
terms of
big
maybe
sign
putting
on the window of
door
the,
or-
Yeah.
yeah,
what
don't they have a
was-
big sign on
Is it reflex
the,
or
what
what
do you
is-
call it, place?
The fruit and flower place.
The fruit place has a big thing in the window.
Edible.
I'm not sure. I don't remember exactly. I haven't been to the spot in a little bit, so I don't remember. I don't remember off the top of my head. But if it's the logo itself, that's the only thing that's preventing the sign to go up at this point. I mean, we can do without the logo. We'll figure something else out on that side.
Okay.
Okay,
And actually Doology, which is just 1 or 2 store down, has a very large logo on their window,
Thank you.
taking up almost the entire window.
So
So
you
Okay,
might want-
I'll talk to the landlord again, but I
Talk to
remember
him
you said,
about that. Talk to
Yeah.
him about that, because maybe
But-
they, yeah, okay.
maybe he would give you some leeway about that.
He could. He's been very nice to us so far, so.
That's great.
And you mentioned something about filling up the spot to the left if you take the logo away. But would we just want it to be the pin letters with
I guess it would just be the pin
nothing
letters
on
that would
top
say
there?
Champions
Like you
Martial
don't
Arts.
need to fill that space.
Right.
No, we wouldn't need to fill the face. We just might have
Right,
to
and then-
adjust
and
the
then try to-
spacing on the sign.
That'd be
Right,
good.
adjust it, yeah.
Yes, that's fine. So see if you can talk to the landlord, see what he, some leeway on that. And, you can use Doology as an example and just, see if he can accommodate you.
Okay, I'll definitely speak to him about that. Yeah, but if that's the only thing, then you can
That's
go from
good.
there.
And when do you plan on opening, or are you there?
We got the approval, so we're open. We just don't have a sign right now, so
Okay,
we want to get that sign up as fast as possible. That's why,
sure.
if it's one little thing that's stopping it, I just want to get it going so we can take care of it for.
That's great.
Welcome
right.
to Babylon. Welcome to Babylon Village, and we're happy to see you in the village. So good
Good
luck.
luck.
Good
Good
luck.
luck to you.
Appreciate it. So just for my edification, so what I have to do now is do I have to resubmit a plan, or can we just do an edited one?
No, it well, get back to us somehow, or to Jeanette, to let us know what the landlord is saying about putting it in the window. And
Okay.
then we
I'll find
would
out.
have that, we would have that information with your application so that we would approve it in that, with going in that direction.
And
Okay.
You are using pin mounted letters, right? You
Yes,
are.
they're
Yeah.
matching everything that the other signs have on the space.
Perfect.
Right.
Okay, perfect. Beautiful.
Thank you for adhering to that. That's, I'm sure you noticed that that's the way that was set up, and you just went along with it. Thank you.
Thank
Not
you.
a problem at all.
Good. All right.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good night.
Have a good night. Happy New Year.
Thank
Same
you.
to you.
Where did
Okay.
where did Teresa go?
Teresa, hello. There you are.
My internet keeps going in and out.
Okay.
Oh, tell me
There I
about
am.
Well,
Right.
that was very good, right?
Very
Very
nice.
happy about that. That's
Right.
huge. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Buckle up, ladies.
Just a reminder
Sorry
that,
to be-
just a reminder
bumping-
that in between applicants, we're still live
Good.
on the, so.
Okay.
So I'm going to let in, we have 3 applicants and 1 person on the phone. So we'll just ask the person on the phone to identify themselves, and I'll change their name so you can see. You know, there's 4 altogether. So just admitted the phone number is 631-617-7798. Can that person identify themselves?
That's me. Yes.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, is that Tony?
That's Tony?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Sal. I'm on the other
Hi,
line.
Sal.
Hi. Sorry about not having a video on this computer.
That's
I had the video on, but I can't. The microphone's not working, so that's why I'm on the phone.
I can't, but you probably can't see me.
All right. Is everyone on then? See two
Can
people
everybody
still
hear me?
connecting.
Is Christine part of your group?
That's my partner,
Okay.
but I could speak for her.
Okay.
Okay, so everyone's on?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank
Okay,
you.
great. Okay, great. So we did have a few things that we wanted to talk about, possibly reworking this a little bit. The first question we had was regarding the fact if you had considered doing an awning on the building versus the vinyl, which we know from experience, long-term durability really isn't there. So we were just curious to start by finding out if you had considered an awning.
Well, originally the landlord wasn't going to let us have an awning, and the town said we weren't allowed to. We started this project 3 years ago, believe it or not, and at that time we were told we were not allowed to have an awning. So that's why we stayed away from the awning. There was gooseneck lights there already, so we figured just go with a sign. It's not that big of a store. So that's why we went the way we did. Because
Okay.
originally we told we weren't allowed to have an awning there for some reason.
The landlords told you that?
The landlord at the time didn't want, he wanted, and then the town said that we had to do regular either just a regular sign. And since there was already lights up there, we figured that would just be the better way to go right now. So,
I
we
think
prefer just to have a flat sign.
we're not against a flat sign. I think more of our concern is the material being used. Vinyl just in general doesn't seem to hold up as long, and we don't necessarily view it as a long-term material. Would you be open to a different material, but it being a flat sign?
Well, even though, I'm
If
sorry.
the place worked out, we would switch to an awning if it turned out that the place was successful in any way.
Well, this particular vinyl is a digital print, which is more durable than just your regular run-of-the-mill vinyl. It is a 3M material, and it does have a life of 5 to 7 years. That's in exterior, and it does have UV ray resistance to it. It's a special vinyl. It is vinyl, but it's more of a digital print. Just if that makes any difference.
Okay.
It's not like your run-of-the-mill vinyl that it would just start peeling in the sun. Like on aluminum panel, like stop signs and things like that. That would wear over time. This is more durable. That's why it's a digital print, because of all the colors and all of that. It's so that it would keep its original look for a longer period of time.
Okay. Now, we obviously certainly understand that, you have another location and you're probably trying to have some consistency in your branding, but, we try to be mindful of the whole area and having some continuity, along wherever the locations are. And, we do have one concept in mind, which is a bit of a different direction than what you originally submitted. So we did want to just run that by you to get your take on it. And then, we can sort of discuss a little bit further, but we had discussed taking the blue background of your sign and making it black, which would be a little bit more consistent with some other signage along that street. And then having the actual words on the wood paneling stretched out to take up more of the space. So if you can imagine, the black background is more of a border versus a primary featured color. And removing, one of the power designs and keeping, perhaps the one that's in yellow or reworking the colors of that to work with this new sort of direction. And super minor thing, but putting the parrot on a perch so that it's sort of floating on something or landing on something, but making the background black instead of blue. That's our first thought that we all sort of, envisioned would, maybe work a little bit better.
Like
I don't want to, I want to conform to what the town's happy with. So I don't have any problem with the black background. I would like to have 2 parrots if we could, but I don't have no problem going with the black background. If you want, we could tone down the leaves and get rid of a lot of the leaf so that it's more simple. So it's not so busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think simplifying it would definitely, be a great, update to it. And I thank you for your flexibility in going with a black background. And then do you understand what I mean by stretching the actual wood portion of it and the words just to fill out a little bit more of that signage?
Yeah, I would like that too. I'd like to do that.
Unless we do it, I don't know how we're going to see. I know you were restricted to the letter height of 12 inches per the town requirements. So that last revision does show it as 12, but the way the artwork lays out, I mean, I don't know how much more I can stretch it out unless I put it all on one line, but I don't think, Sal, you don't want that all on one line, do you?
Well, from what I've seen.
Key West food truck on one line to fill it out?
Yeah, it does look like it could be stretched out at least another 30, 35%. And like I said, we could get rid of, we can make it black and we could get rid of all the leaves. If that makes everybody happier. You know what I'm saying? That would tone it down a lot. That makes sense to anybody? If we just had the black background, the Key West food truck with that kind of wood look to it with the two parrots, and that's it. That's the end of it. Does that make sense?
Send us a version that we can circulate.
Well, I can work on it tomorrow and send
Right.
over a few different
we-
options.
But see that new render so that we could make a decision based on what you're saying. It sounds like it
Yes.
could work. And aesthetically, it probably would be, a very more pleasing sign, but we'd have to see that rendering.
Oh, of course. Of course
Sure.
you do. Yeah,
you
no, we'll
wouldn't-
have to make a, yeah, so we'll work on that and come up with some different layouts for you to look over.
Okay. And
Keeping with the black background and stretching it out, like you're saying, and see how that looks.
Great.
We just have, I want to be agreeable and I want to try to get the store finally open, especially since the people next door are indirectly there because of me and they're already open. So I would like to get open because I think it would be a better draw for the area than what's there. So at this point, I do want to try to get open. But like I said, so what my feelings are, if Tony is able to stretch it out the words a little bit bigger, we get rid of all the leaves so it's not busy, and we go with the black background, but at least let us have the two parrots, then I would be like very much agreeable, if that's okay with everybody.
All right.
I'm not looking for the whole cake, just a little piece, all right?
Could you send it through? Could you send it through both ways? Like just with one parrot, two parrots, just so that you could see it also?
Yeah, I mean, I would like to see
how
it
that
that way.
would work?
Just the more
Sure.
options, the better, because then it doesn't delay it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll come up with maybe three or four different options.
Good, that would
and
be
see how they
fine.
look.
And
Right.
then,
Okay.
regarding the wording that's on the glass, which sort of lists some of the food items that you have, would you be able to show, one of the options with the black behind the words, with nothing behind the words, and then, the one we've already seen, which is the blue, just so that we can see some options for that?
Well, that was on the inside of the window, so we had put that there already because we figured since it was on inside the glass, it wouldn't have need a permit.
No, it's a vinyl attached. It's a vinyl that's attached to the window, and because you can see it, it still does, unfortunately. I mean, well, fortunately or not, but yes, you still do need to have some permit for that.
Because it's still designated signage.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Well,
that
what it
part,
was
that's already up there?
Yeah.
Yeah, when we moved into
Oh,
the
okay.
store, there was already different color. There was actually blue and there was like 3 different color vinyl already on those windows.
Mhm.
I just replaced what was there with different words. But when I moved into the store, it was already there.
Oh,
It's
so
not
you
something
just
that I came up with. I
different
just
wording.
replaced what was there.
The
They had
blue
like
is just
smoothies,
applied different wording.
dice. They had like cookies. They had different words. Because it was some kind of a dessert shop, I believe.
Oh,
So I only replaced the words, the vinyls that were there. So it wasn't, and theirs was on the outside, mine was on the inside. So all those windows already had vinyl, and it was a blue color. So I just replaced what was there. I didn't, that's not something new. It's just different words replacing what was already there when I moved into the store. So I guess at one time it was permitted. So I figured since it was already allowed once, it wouldn't have made a big deal since it was already there. And probably if you look back at pictures of the store, you'll see what I'm saying is true. I think Tony probably even has them on his computer where there was other
Yeah,
words.
possible.
So
Could
we
be,
only
yeah,
replaced,
I'd have to look.
we only replaced it with words that were, originally it was going to be an acai bowl, and we did that in Islip, and especially with the pandemic, if we don't cook regular food there, we won't survive. Try to do bowls and a couple of wraps and salads. Like we have the place, I don't know if any of you know the place on the Islip Beach. We have a restaurant called Key West. Does anybody know the place?
Yes.
It's on the town beach in Iceland. We've been here 7 years, and we have a good reputation with our food, and the lobster rolls seem to be going over very well. And we have, reasonable prices. But like I said, if we don't cook regular substantial food, because we already got the permits in, we got the hood in. So, we're getting close to being ready to finally go. The only thing that'll hold us up right now is we got to wait for the Board of Health, okay, and for the sign to be recovered. Other than that, the store is almost, I'd say it's like 90% ready to go. And at this point, we're frustrated ourselves, and I'm sure you guys are frustrated too. I don't think you want to see a closed store.
No,
So
of course.
we do want to get it open. But like I said, so to reiterate my feelings, I'm fine with the black background. I'm fine with stretching out the words. I'm happy to get rid of my own suggestion, get rid of all the greenery and leaves, so it's not busy looking. But I would like to just have a parrot on each side of it, just so it kind of goes along with our other places to some degree. It doesn't match it. I don't know if anybody seen my awning in Iceland. It's a really nice awning, but it is more colorful.
Right. But then, the locale that you have in Islip, I could see how that would really be beautiful because you're at a beach, that's a beachy spot. We're
This is in the town. We have a place in town.
Oh, okay.
I'm in the town.
Oh,
I'm right past the Iceland movie theater.
Okay.
I've been open here for 4.5 years, but we've changed our direction 3 or 4 times. And, in this climate right now, you got to kind of reinvent yourself or you're not going to survive.
Right.
Of course.
We're trying to do a menu different than anybody has there. And our prices are pretty reasonable compared to a lot of restaurants. So, that's what we're trying to do. And we're hoping that it works out. I wound up investing over $150,000 in that little tiny store. So it's nobody's fault on my own that I wasn't open a year ago. But this whole idea of branding it more towards our places on the town beach is only come about the last few months anyway. So ultimately it would be a better place, And now we have to go takeout. So we got to pretty much be a takeout place. It's not really a good place for seating. It's going to be like, I don't know if anybody saw inside the store. It looks like a food trailer when you walk inside the store. It's a facade that depicts a food trailer, and it's like you're walking up to the window of a food trailer.
Well, that's the idea of the food truck. The food truck, that's where that comes from then, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because all our places are going to look like, it looks like a food truck, but it's, for all intents and purposes, you could be walking up to a food truck.
That's a great concept. That's a very unusual concept. And congratulations for coming up with that.
Yeah, you're going to, you never know what's going to work, what's not going to work,
That's right.
So like I said, we got a good reputation on the beach. And, we're good people, and we run a clean place, and we follow all the COVID rules, and, we don't answer the problem. Even at the beach, we got everybody spread out all around the beach, and we know we didn't get anybody sick this summer. And we don't go along with any of that, So,
Okay,
so on the window vinyl, you wanted a black background on the window vinyl?
Yes, please.
Can you reconsider that because it's already done? I just kind of want to keep the spending. The spending's getting a little bit out of hand here. And then see maybe once the black's up, if you have an issue with it, then we could deal with it. Maybe just let us get open and going. And then if it offends anybody, we could do something about it.
How about this though? Since you already have it there and it has the white lettering, could you just ask them just to cut it down to the white lettering then?
I think that's what it has, is white lettering.
It's the white lettering with the blue vinyl behind it.
It's probably all one piece, no?
It's probably already up as one
Yeah,
design.
one piece.
Like I said, if we could just get away with that at the beginning, if down the road it really bothers anybody, I'll invest the money in doing it, especially after the summer, because I kind of do pretty well at the Iceland Town Beach. So I'm a lot more fluid right after the summer. Just this winter hasn't been the best winter, and I've had a lot of personal issues going on. So it's just a little bit of a struggle.
Well, let us all take a look at it then, right? And we'll see, right?
Yeah, I think,
And you're going to
just to let everybody know, there's coming soon signs in the window. Those will be gone once we open.
Okay.
So it'll
Oh,
be a clean look. It'll be, you'll look right in the windows at what looks like the food trailer. You'll just
Yes.
have the words of the items and that sign that you hopefully approve on top. All the other signage, everything else, I won't put anything else in the windows over there. They'll all be clear and clean.
fine. All right. So when you come up with a new, Sal, when you come up with a new rendering, can you just send it to Jeanette so that we'll be able to take a look at it as soon as you
Oh,
can do
yes.
that?
Yes,
Okay?
yes. I'll email it to Jeanette like I've been doing with these, with the revision prior, for this meeting.
Because we
So that
want,
she
we want
can
you,
distribute
we
them.
want you to open and we want you to be successful. You know, we're welcoming you to the village and we definitely are on your side.
Listen, everybody in the village has been nothing but nice to us. And a couple of days before we lost Ralph, I spoke with him, and everybody's been nothing but nice to us since we're there. So I have zero complaints. I'm happy to be in the village. I would be happier if I'm open in the village.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you. That's great. All right. So rework the sign and send it to us and we'll take a look at it.
Yeah, and if
Very good.
anybody wants, you could always call me on my number if you want to come into our place in Islip just to see the kind of place that we have and we run. You're welcome
Sure.
anytime.
Thank
All right,
you.
and definitely
Thank you.
come to the beach this summer and find me a spot on the water in Babylon. I want to be on the water. That's where I want to be. So
I know, that'd be a perfect place for you.
everybody's happy down there, and we all get away from all the bad thoughts that we got to go through all winter.
Yeah, let's hope better things to come.
Yeah, I
Thank
hope it's a good year for everybody.
Okay.
All
I'll
right,
get
thank
Thank you
these
so much.
revisions going and hopefully have them over to you as soon as possible.
Great, that would be terrific, Tony. Thank you.
Thank you,
Okay.
Cal.
No, thank
you.
Thank you, Tony.
Tony, would you call?
All
Would
right.
you call me when we're done over here? Give me a quick call on my cell
Yeah.
number.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you
All
so
right.
much, Charles. It was nice talking to you. I'm sorry I could see you. You can't see me.
That's all right.
Every time I have to worry about the way I look right now.
Thank
Thanks a
you.
lot, Tony.
Charles,
Thanks,
have a
Sal.
nice day.
Happy
Thanks.
New
Thank
Year.
you so much.
Same to you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
You too.
Bye.
Great job, Meredith.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I think the
Meredith, you really
secretary-
tried by fire. You did it.
Okay.
If
The best
there's,
way to learn.
if we're still,
We're live.
still on YouTube, just if you're having any other votes,
Okay.
I'll keep it live.